So I'm gonna do my makeup and give y'all a little story about this company that I recently just worked for. I don't know nothing about the lighting and all that, but y'all know it's gotta be real serious for me to hop on here and just pretty much put it out there. Hold on. So the name of the company that I just recently worked for is called The Beauty Bar, Boutique, and Medi Spa. The company is actually in 2 different locations. They have one in Biloxi and one in Ocean Springs. I primarily worked out of the one that was in Biloxi. They had another one at Ocean Springs, but they mostly did, how can I say it? Like medical services. For example, they did microneedling, injectables like Botox, lip injectables, filler, things like that. So they did all that in downtown Ocean Springs area, which is the money. All right, so I worked at the one in Biloxi. Okay, let me start over so I don't lose y'all here. All right, so previously, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna try to not make this too long because it's an amazing story and it's got a lot of layers to it. First off, I look bald-headed. First off, I'm able to talk about it now that I have calmed down. I'm not mad no more, you know. I ain't got no hate in my heart for nobody. I just feel like people need to know about these small businesses and big businesses too, that are pretty much corrupt down here on the coast. All right, I work for this company. I work for Ulta. Everybody know what that is. I worked there for about a solid 3 years. I worked for that company. And let's go ahead and say I was climbing on up the totem pole. I was pretty much booming and bucking at that business. So much so that these people found out about me, this company. Well, they were a new company. They were starting their business. The Beauty Bar was a brand new company. Probably had a handful of clientele. It was just beginning. This is right after COVID. So they found out about me through this, I don't know how they found out about me. Anyway, they found out about me and they came into Ulta. This is how it went. The first person that came into Ulta was the older lady. Her name is Monica. She was the owner. It was the owner and a co-owner. They were pretty much niece and aunt, and that's how their business was. They were the owners. They ran it. It was their business. All right, so Monica came in just as a normal client. Let me get some done. Set up an appointment just like a normal client would. Came in, got her eyebrows done by me. She didn't even have no eyebrows. And I'm not even being funny because I don't even talk about my clients, none of that. Anyway, she had no eyebrows, and that was something that stood out to me. She actually had tattoo brows. I don't know if everybody know what powder brow is, something called microblading. But anyway, it's a semi form of a tattoo eyebrow. Hold on.
On the back, I'm on the stage. Gonna slow watch to a patty. Walking the mall if we like it, we grab it. I like seeing my baby in carrots. Now let's change up the views. Out with the up, baby, up with the new. Switch just the clothes and the shoes. Don't even look at the tag. Boy, you deserve.
What stood out about Monica for me was that she had no eyebrows. I didn't really think much of it. Sometimes people come to us providers for just some type of therapy and just to be around another woman who uplifts people, you know what I mean? So, and money is money. So I didn't turn her away. I booked her as normal. And this is the first time. She came in twice. Sent her on her way just as a normal client. I had no idea who this lady was. She came in again a second time, and this time she was telling me about her business, telling me that she was opening up a brand new salon and medi spa. Exactly how she sounds. And she wanted me to come be a part of the team. She said she had heard about me, and she just pretty much wanted your girl on her roster. I guess I can start doing my makeup. Woo. This video might be a little bit long, but I don't care if one person hears it, 2 people hear it, 200 people hear it. I just want to get the word out that it's not okay how these people are operating their business, and it's just not okay how they out here doing people. And yeah, that's why I'm using like 3 different foundations. A drop foundation. I'm using some Fenty hydrating foundation. And to be honest, my favorite one out of all of these, and I didn't work for all type of makeup businesses, had all type of makeup, tried all type of makeup. My favorite one at this current time is a mix, but I like the Maybelline Poreless. It's a matte finish, and it's not too dry, it's not too oily. All I did was slick my eyebrows up. Some brown left. So the second time she came in, she was letting me know. I gotta take this one. That she was there to recruit me to be a part of her business. And I still wasn't really biting because, first of all, I worked for Ulta. That company in itself was a salon, but it was also a cosmetic business as well. So you had people from the salon part, and then you had people who were just in the store shopping for cosmetics. So I used to hear all the time people trying to tell me I need to come quit Ulta and just like come work for the casinos. You know, pretty much you can be on your own. Ooh, this looks super light, but I promise you it's going. But yeah. It's gonna all be perfect. And trust the process. So she actually gave me her card on this second time when she came in. She just gave me her card. I was like, yeah, call her. She really wanted me to be a part of her team. So I really didn't think much of it, like I said. I didn't think much of it, like I said, until about 2 weeks later, I get another client, which is a younger girl, to be exact, which was her niece and co-owner. Her name is Andrea. She came in just like the aunt did, and she was there to get her eyebrows done. She was there for a brow appointment. So that's when everything kind of the beans were spilled. She was like, I'm not here to just get my eyebrows done. I'm here to actually recruit. Okay, let me back up. The first 2 times, Monica did not tell me what she was there for. Andrea, the niece, is the one that came in and was there to tell me to try to set up an interview with me. At this point, I'm like, okay, these people are really, really, really going hard for me and trying to really get me to be a part of their team, you know what I mean? And the idea of working for like a more small business was something that was interesting to me as well. Anyway, I'm trying to speed this up so I don't lose y'all. So she got to telling me how she is military, how she is also familiar with being in a city where you don't have any family and it's just you. She had just came back from, I guess, Washington, wherever. And it just was interesting to me because she just had a similar situation as mine. And she had 3 kids and she was opening up a business, you know, in the middle of turmoil. And that's when I was like, okay, I guess I'll give these people a call back. So I waited a few days. I waited about 2 weeks actually. And I would see Monica just randomly popping up at Ulta, showing up shopping. And it was just like, okay, maybe I should just call them back. So about 2 weeks went by, 2 or 3 weeks went by. And I finally called them. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. If y'all want to have a little meeting and, come meet with y'all. We could talk about business. And this is where it takes off from here. I meet with them. They were talking a pretty good game, let me tell you. Because like I said, I had been with Ulta for about a solid 3 years. And again, nobody is gonna ever, let me just put this in there, ain't nobody gonna leave nothing for nothing. So they obviously had to offer me something more than what I was doing to leave my job, and that's what they did. So they offered me something better, and your girl within 2 weeks was handing my new cards out with the Beauty Bar name on them, and just pretty much letting my clients know that I was gonna be working for another business pretty much and putting a bug in everybody's ear. So needless to say, I quit the job at Ulta within a matter of a couple weeks from talking to them and having that meeting. It went pretty good because I was able to successfully get out all my clients. I would say majority of my clients, obviously, because when they found out I was gonna quit on them, they pretty much was like, you need to go. You're not getting no more of our, which I can't even say they're clients. Those are clients that I built relationships with. I serviced. That was my client retention. Hey, babe.
You called me?
Oh, no, I ain't call you, sweetie.
I thought you were going to show me that video.
I will. Give me a minute, all right?
Who you on the phone with?
Nothing, Aubrey. I'm not on the phone right now, baby. I'll show you in a minute. All right, so like I said, those were my clients that I had built bonds with, relationships with, and I had built so deep of a bond. Majority of the clients had my personal phone number. So anyway, I'm working for the beauty bar now, and they have one other girl there. I'm not gonna call no names, but anyway, they have one other girl there, and I really like her. We didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with her. I really did like her, and we was working together briefly, and she quit within a matter of a few months of me working there. Now it's just me. At the beauty bar. This is their only location at the time. They have not even opened up the one in Biloxi yet. Ocean Springs yet. So they only got the one in Biloxi right now. All right. I'm working there. It's just me. Mind you, I'm doing receptionist work. I'm providing. I'm doing the inventory. I'm opening and closing by myself. Okay? By myself. All while not asking them for a single cent extra than what they offered me in that little meeting. All right, so this go on for a matter of about 6 to 8 months. All right, they try to hire someone else, and actually they went through a slew of people. They just wasn't lasting, and I'll get to why they wasn't lasting. Part of why they wasn't lasting at this company. All right, so it's just me. I'm opening and closing this mug. Mind you, this is not even my business. This type of energy, I could have been putting it into my own business. I have the clientele. I had all the ducks in a row for to have my own shit. And I was putting all the energy into them. And mind you, they was kissing on my cheeks, loving on me. They were pretty much loving me down because I was bringing in a good bit of money. And I pretty much birthed their business with me and my clientele. Right now, you can go on Google and look up the Beauty Bar and Medi Spa in Biloxi, Mississippi, and just look at the reviews. Me and my clientele built that business up. And yeah, we built that business up from scratch. So they get going and they going pretty well, right? So they decided to open up another business in Ocean Springs. All right, so now is when they're finna start. They already got the game plan that they finna start using me even more pretty much, because now they have the second location that they finna put their all their energy into. All right. So they opened up the second location in Ocean Springs, and all of a sudden, it went from one little me to about, how many was on that little crew? Anyway, it was between 5 and 10 people that they had. Excuse me. All right, so mind you though, they didn't all hire them for Biloxi. They hired them. They're now all working in the new location in Ocean Springs. They hired this new girl. They fire the dentist. All right, so when you're working for a business like this, you have to have, it's a med spa, first of all. In the business world, that is considered medical. So you have to have certain license to work under that. You just have to be able to work under a doctor. If you're not a doctor in yourself, or a dentist, or a nurse practitioner, or anything like that, you have to have a doctor to work under to be able to do any type of medical service. All right. So they had this doctor. Actually, he was a dentist. They had this dentist, and he was cool. But you can just tell that they really didn't want him there either. Just how they talk about him, spoke about him. They just was using him because they needed to work under one. They needed to work under somebody. What they fire him to? They fire him. All right, and they hired this random girl, fresh out of medical school. Which ain't nothing wrong with being fresh out of medical school. Let me get to you why it's funny that she was fresh out of medical school. All right, hired this girl. She's now doing people's lips and Botox. And she's making people's lips look like fishes. And she's... Alright, so they hired this girl. I guess she must be a nurse practitioner. Again, mind you, I didn't work around any of them enough to even really get to know them. I worked in the location of Biloxi by myself, and it was me, myself, and I loved it that way. Anywho, go ahead and fast forward because it may be getting a little bit too long. They hire this girl, and she get to shooting people, injecting people, and it's just still a little on me working in Biloxi. So now one of the new receptionists they have hired, and they feel like now all of a sudden they want somebody to work with me because I need the help, right? Fine, take some of that monkey off my back, please. It's just too much work, and to be honest, the pay was all right. I'm gonna get to all that. I ain't gonna get too deep into that, but the pay was not all right compared to the amount of money and amount of time I was really putting into that business, how much money and energy they got from me and my clients and my guests. All right, so keeping it going. Andrea and Monica felt like they needed somebody to come be a receptionist, to help me out. And they bring this girl over there, and things just all take a turn for the worst. So they are now giving this girl access over everything. My scheduling, she's got access over. Come to find out, I'll get to that too, she was able to get into the system and specifically look up how much money I was making. Okay, I'm gonna start back. I was the one getting paid the most money there, and rightfully so. Again, I explained why at the beginning when I told you that they seeked me out and they offered me, the most pay. Because again, ain't nobody finna leave nothing for nothing. And that's what happened. So they get this girl, and she done hacked into their system and found out how much money I've made. So now what she has done is went to all the other girls, the new people that they just hired, the new estheticians, and told them exactly how much money I was making. So now it's really put a wrench in my back and a target on me, because now people are looking like, well, why is she getting paid the most money around here? Mind you, I really don't want to have to bring race into it, but I might have to, because it's a big part of the story. I was the only black person there, period. I was the only black woman, only female, only black person there. Period. It was just, I was the only black girl, and that's what I was known for. So much so, Monica would even say, I don't even think we would have any black guests if it wasn't for you. Fine, that's fine. So, let me tell you what's starting to happen after that. After that, magically, they have now put a new girl, a girl who came in after me. They have now made her my manager, which means now she's able to set my schedule. She's able to alter my clients. She's able to block me from online booking. She's able to pretty much control whatever she wants to do at this point, because she has full access to everything. So that's when stuff started taking a bad turn for them. So it don't take a rocket scientist to know when somebody doing dirty You know what I'm saying? And first of all, what they failed to realize was my clients were really, those are my people. Like some of these people are really my friends. Like we talk. So they're like courting here, sending me messages, sending me all type of messages, asking me, you know, what's going on? We're not able to book you. Setting powder. We're not able to book you online no more. What's going on? Do you still work for the beauty bar? Blah, 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 blah. So me, I'm like, I'm listening, but I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like a computer error. Because they were going through all type of software issues. All type of stuff was happening. But they would just sweep everything under the rug and keep it going. And just pretty much lie to the clients. And, you know, like why money was coming out of off their cars and stuff. Whenever they put deposits, they'll take additional amounts of money off. Just a lot of stuff was going on. All right, so I'm listening, but I'm not really paying it. Like, these people really up here trying to like sabotage me. And it's crazy I can talk about it now without getting mad. These people really trying to sabotage me. They blocked me from online booking. And I don't know of anybody who does. You can do anything to do with booking. Food, I'm hungry, that's why I said food. Okay, beauty industry stuff, hair, barbers, anything to do with you having to book something online, all right? You know how important it is if you're not doing it the correct way. So they deactivated me, is what I'm trying to say, from online booking. All right, they deactivated me from online booking as if I wasn't going to find out. So my clients immediately came and told me that I wasn't on online bookings no more. So that's fine. This is getting on a little bit too much. That's fine. So I didn't specifically tell them that I know y'all blocked me from online booking. I know the girl. I know what's going on. I just kind of like left it to them like, I feel like y'all need to check y'all employees because they are coming for me for whatever reason. And this is exactly what Monica's words were. Well, it's because they know how much you get paid now. Why would they know that? First of all, what if they try to like really like take me down because they really feel like I'm making, you know, making a lot of more money than them. You know what I'm saying? They could have got real ugly and dangerous on my part for me. But apparently for them, I could have never been in no danger because of who I am. So they assure me that, nah, that ain't what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You just really overthinking it. And I don't say nothing. I don't speak anything but the truth. Exactly what God loves. Alright, so this go on for about 3 months, y'all. 3 to 4, maybe even longer. Yeah, I'll say about 3 or 4 months this go on. And they think I know that I'm blocked from online booking, but literally they know. That does not stop me because, again, I got personal access to my clientele. They can just directly call me or text me and I would put them on the books. So they didn't even really need to go through the online system anyway. They just went through me. And that's what I was doing. So I was just playing it like that, like I, you know, was stupid and didn't know what was going on. All right, so finally, before that, it started getting real bad too. They would have like Botox parties and all type of stuff. Mind you, I'm literally the face of Biloxi. They would have me recruit all my clients to come to their little parties and their Botox parties and all the parties, and not even invite me. I would find out through social media that they were even having a party. Mind you, y'all are over there injecting my clients. They're strictly there on the basis of my, you know what I'm saying, my judgment. That's why they letting y'all do that, because of me. All right, so I was not invited to parties. It was just getting real weird, really weird. And that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead on and start really getting my together, because most likely this ain't gonna end up good. But still not thinking that it's gonna go down how it's gonna go down. All right. The girls, everybody know how much I get paid. Like, it's just mad awkward whenever I'm in the room. It's like I'm just like, people are just like not feeling you, girl, for whatever reason. And all I ever do is uplift people, and pretty much why I got into the beauty game. You know what I'm saying? To uplift women, and it's just something that I love to do. All right. So this where everything took a bad turn. The girl who is, mind you, like I said from the beginning, I don't work with any of them. I work by myself. I was working by myself. They was hiring people. People were coming, but like I said, they wasn't lasting because their starting rate was $8 an hour or commission. I don't know if y'all know how commission work, anything like that, but if you ain't got the clientele and you're not hitting the numbers, you're not making commission. You're just settling at that hourly, $8 an hour. For me, they started me off with a good pay, I guess. And come to find out, it wasn't as bad compared to $8. But it still wasn't magnificent compared to the amount of money that I was bringing in there. All right, so everybody know how much I'm getting paid. Everybody mad at me. Everybody mad at me. Yeah, and pretty much gunning for you, girl. So it was one Saturday. It was my son. My son was sick. My son, I have kids. None of them have kids. I have 2 children, mind you. When your child gets sick, there's nothing you can do about your child getting sick. And my child will always come before anything. I'm sure as for anybody who has kids will say the same thing. So I call in. Yeah, it's a Saturday. Yeah, y'all might have needed me. Y'all need me always. Y'all can't do anything without me, seems like. And at the end of this, I'm actually gonna stick all of my receipts in here because it's funny to me if I was they was just like so hard off and didn't, need me or want me or anything. Why do I have the investor, a man who never even he's never seen, all he has is a money hand in the business, and he would text me, he would thank me for keeping his business going. He can't believe that the numbers are doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't expect it to go like this, and he just was really grateful that I pretty much built their business up for them. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna keep going. He even flew in town like about 2 weeks before this last scenario went on. He flew in town, took us all to dinner. It was an appreciation dinner, and he was pretty much thanking us, me, for keeping the business going. And you're welcome, guys, for the free dinner. So he leave, and they were doing some dirty stuff. So much so, one of my clients, they triple booked her on purpose just so they can charge her car 3 times for a no-show fee. And when she called, they forgot to hang the phone up and was laughing and joking about it. And yeah, triple charged one of my clients. It was just, everything was going wrong, and it was just starting to play real dirty. So back to this specific Saturday, my son was sick, and I ended up calling in because I was not gonna leave my son sick like that. He needs his mother. So I call in, and it shouldn't have been a big deal because my clients are super understanding. It's not like it's something that I do all the time. I don't just call in all the time because I wouldn't have, the business wouldn't be going as good if that was the type of momentum I was putting down. Not to derail from the topic at hand, but I just had to put that out there. I don't just call in, and I wasn't just calling in. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So I get a message, a long message from the nurse practitioner girl. Mind you, this is a girl who I do not work with. I really don't know like that. She works at the entire different location. She works in Ocean Springs. She's the medical injector girl. And I'm a cosmetologist, and I worked in Biloxi. We had nothing in common. Like, we was not in the same lane, same field, nothing. You would think she was on a higher level than me because she was medical, but apparently not. So I get a long harassing message, and it went like this: next time, don't call in at the last minute because I didn't want to have to come in and cover your ass. Come in and cover my ass. First of all, you don't even do what I do. You are supposed to be completely in a whole different field. You're supposed to be medical. You don't supposed to even do what I do. All right. So why are you pressed about me? Huh? Anyway, let me continue with the message. I'm gonna have to put the messages and everything in here to make it all make sense. All right, so she sent this long message telling me next time be more professional. She don't want to have to come in and cover my ass. She's sick of me doing it. I don't know how she would even know all this information about me. And she's pretty much gunning for me. Really, she was really at this point, it's harassment. It ain't no other way to put it. At this point, it's harassment. And I ain't taking too light of it. So I text the owners, the two owners, Andrea and Monica. I text them in a group message, and I was like, you know, I'm really not sure what's going on. It's been a lot of mess over the last couple of months. You know, everybody, I feel like it's a target on my back. I feel like everybody know, like, down to the dollar amount that I make. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? She write me back, and she went, sorry you feel that way. We'll handle it in a timely fashion. Exactly what she said. So I'm thinking, this girl done sit up here and really wrote me a whole article cursing me out. Tell me be more professional. She don't want to come in and cover my ass, which she don't even do what I do. I don't know how you can cover my ass. You can't cover my ass because you don't do what I do. So they tell me to handle it in accordingly is what she said. I don't know how much accordingly you can handle it when I'm pretty much telling you that I'm being harassed, but that's why I said I don't want to have to like put the race thing in there. But I feel like had I have done that and sent that threatening text message, I can't even talk, sent that threatening text message to her, it would have been a whole different story. Off top. All right, so I'm like, no ma'am, I want to address this come Monday morning, right? Because I just don't feel comfortable being around. I don't feel comfortable being around these people no more. I feel like everybody's like coming for me, and I don't feel good about it no more. I don't feel, it's just not right. And at this point, I'm pretty much getting real upset because I don't know why, or I really don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on, but I'm like, it can't be going down like I'm thinking it's going down. Like they pretty much all colluding together. The managers, the owners, all of them, whatever they want to call themselves, just colluding together pretty much to kind of just exile me from the business. And it was because once the people found out how much money I was getting paid, and these girls found out how much money I was getting paid, they didn't want to have to pay them that much. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to not pay that one person that much, that large amount of money, than to actually have to pay all of them, you know, explain to them why they was paying me that much, and to pay them, excuse me, and to pay them what they was paying me, if that makes sense. It would have been easier to like not pay me no more that than to have to pay all 5 to 10 of them what they were paying me. So she was like, okay, we'll set it up. I'll be able to let you know what time we can get you this week for the meeting so that we can address everything, and we'll have the girl there as well. I said instantly, no ma'am. I said, just like this, I don't like to discuss my business around people, and I prefer to do this meeting alone, right? That's exactly what's my word. That was my words verbatim. And they were like, okay, we'll figure out a way to make this work for you. That's all I heard from them. All right. I went back to work that Tuesday because I was off Monday. I rotate Mondays and I was off that Monday. So I was going back to work that Tuesday, and still haven't heard anything from Monica or Andrea, right? So they just pretty much playing me at this point. And so I text them again Monday. And I was like, okay, well, I haven't heard anything from y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back to work, and I would have really liked to have this meeting before I started work. You know, to clear the air and see what's going on. What's the threat? Like, what is going on? Why does this girl feel like she can text me? I gotta put the message up there so that y'all can see what she said to me. She did that because she knew that I was really working. She had befriended them, so they were considered friends at that point, and I'm just an employee of theirs. So I really couldn't handle her how I really wanted to handle her. I just had to be, you know, as professional as I can. And I'll say why, because, and that's another reason why I wasn't able to talk about this, because it was a lot of legal layers to this situation, to be honest. The EEOC was involved with this, you know what I'm saying? My attorneys, pretty much was taking it all the way. It was a clear-cut case of discrimination, and I wasn't gonna let them get away with it. But I'll get to that in a minute. They end up pretty much losing without me having to even do anything. So, all right, fast forward to the meeting. I text them and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard anything from y'all. I'm waiting on the time so that I can know, you know, to get my clients and how to book my clients and things like that, so we can have this meeting and address everything. Well, all right, so they were like, okay, fine, we'll make that happen for you. That's exactly what they said. They'll make that happen for me on Wednesday at 12 o'clock, to be specific. All right, so here comes Wednesday, the magic day. So I'm waiting on a meeting from the managers, from the owners, Monica and Andrea. I'm waiting on a meeting from them because they are the owners of the Beauty Bar Boutique. So that's who I was waiting on. Those are the people that agreed to the meeting, and that's who I was waiting to show up. All right, so I finished my clients early to make sure that I had the right time to sit down and talk to them and just be like, you know, this ain't working for me no more. I know what's going on. It's just not working for me no more. I see what's going on. I see that y'all are all in cahoots and y'all are pretty much trying to get rid of me at this point. That's what I was planning on telling them. Or I also was going to let them know in my time of doing that and transitioning, that I would not be working in Ocean Springs no more, because they had started rotating me. All right, so they would rotate me. They needed me in Ocean Springs on the weekends, every other weekend, because my clientele over there had built up so high where I needed to work 2 locations. I said that to make it all make sense. All right, so I ended up working 2 locations. Is how me and a girl was kind of even like a little bit crossing paths. Back to the meeting. Okay, here comes the magic day, the meeting. I'm waiting on them to come. All right, so I finished my clients early. I finished my clients early for the day, and I'm waiting on them to come because they agreed to the meeting. They agreed to the meeting, so I'm waiting on the meeting, right? Waiting on the meeting. Here come 11 o'clock. Waiting. 12 o'clock. Alright. 12 o'clock comes. 12 o'clock comes, and that door open, y'all. Can y'all guess who came in that door? Well, it wasn't the owners, the ones that agreed to the meeting, and the people who should have been addressing this scenario. It wasn't them. It was the girl who had texted me that long message, pretty much harassing me, cussing me out, telling me what she'll do next time if I call in. She walked through the door, y'all, to meet with me. All right. I'm mind blown. Because like I said a few minutes ago and earlier, had this been me doing this, it would have been like on a whole nother level of harassment. That's what they would have claimed. All right. So she's there to meet with me. Actually, I'm wrapping up my client. My client is almost out the door because, remind you, like I said, I am the receptionist. I am the provider. I'm doing everything in between. But, okay, let me back up this specific day. They had brought a girl in, a girl who barely worked there, period. I didn't even know she still worked there. And I see her sitting at the computer, right? That morning when I clock in. All right, and she's just there. I don't know why she's there. But kind of find out I do know why she's there. She was there because all of them was in cahoots, and they was trying to get me out that day, kick me out, and it was doing it so that way I couldn't get to the computer or anything, like kind of like had eyes on me for that day. But in the middle of me doing my clients, Honeyboo must figured out this is a little bit too deep for me and I'm about to get out of here. So she left, right? She left before the so-called meeting was gonna happen, right? So she left. So now it's me and my client left. Just before the girl walked in, right? So it's me and my client left, and I'm checking her out. And in the midst of me checking her out is when a girl walked in. And like I just said, I'm mind blown. I can't believe they was sending the person that I just reported harassment, the person who pretty much is harassing me at this point. They sent her over there to meet with me. All right, they sent her over there to meet with me. All right, so by the time I finished checking my client out at the register, she was walking past me. And I have it all on recording. I have every single thing on recording. And I'm like, where is Monica and Andrea? And she was like, well, they sent me because it's time for you to go. At that point, all understanding was lost. This is exactly what she said. That is exactly what she said. I'm here to lock up the door because it's time for you to go. All right. Like I just said, at that point, I ain't got no more understanding because I'm like, am I tripping? Did she just say she here to kick me out? So I'm like, okay. Let me ask you something. What would make you think it was okay to send me that message that you sent me on Saturday? Mind you, she did not just send that message to me direct. She sent that message, group message, in a party of 10 with every single employee that worked at the beauty bar. So she did that in front of everybody. She sent the message, group message, baby. And at the time, like I said, I didn't even really reply to the message. Okay, what I didn't reply to the message. You know how you can go on there and you can react to a message. I reacted to her message. So I laughed at the message, that harassing message that she sent in front of everybody. I laughed at it, and she wrote back and was like, I'm not sure what's funny, but okay. So I don't know what she was sipping on that made her think that she was, I don't know what she was sipping on, but what she was sipping on was the manager's juices, the owner's juices. They was putting her up to it because they didn't have the balls or the guts to do it themselves. All right, so they pretty much playing puppet master at this point. And I ain't even mad at the girl now at this point. I'm like, dang, I ain't mad at you because out of all y'all, you was the only one that was big and bold enough to even really step. So I'm like, girl, why would you send me that message? And she was like, well, it keep happening. I'm tired of this keep happening. You know what I'm saying? It just take one time to ruin a business. Mind you, the whole mass majority of the business in Biloxi, Mississippi is my clients. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I am running the business. What you mean? That was just a cover up, all right? It wasn't about me keep calling in. I don't call in, okay? I was not calling in. My son was sick, and they took this as an opportunity to go. All right, so I'm getting my stuff together. As I'm talking, as I'm speaking, I'm putting my tweezers together because I know, it's gonna go down, obviously. So I'm getting my things together, putting everything together one by one by one. I'm still letting her know, look, you say anything out of the way, it's gonna go down. It's about to go down. All right, so I'm sitting up here putting my stuff together. Like I said, putting my stuff together, and this big, huge man walk in, right? This huge man walk in. So I'm like, what is going on here? This can't be really happening. And this huge man walk in, and I'm like, oh, so you brought your man with you for some defense, right? So I thought she brought her man. All right, so I'm like, so let me go ahead and go call my man. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't gonna end well at all. So yeah, at the time I thought it was her, like man, her whatever it is. I thought it was her man that she brought with her. I'll tell you who it was in a minute, but some big dude come in, and he's literally hovering over me, and he was like, who are you? And I'm like, showing my license, because at this point I got all my stuff in my hand. I'm like, I'm me, I'm Courtney. I'm the one who run this business. This girl don't even work over here. You know, I'm pretty much explaining myself at this point. And I'm like, they don't even work over here. I'm the one who opened and closes this business, and you sitting up here questioning me? Like, what do you mean? So at this point, he's on the phone. So he is on the phone with Monica, the owner, the older lady, the auntie. He's on the phone with the auntie, and he's like, well, Monica said, you're done. You're done. You're done. So I'm like, so who is this dude? Anyway, the dude was her nephew. So it was a long line of people out for me, baby. Yeah, I thought that it was the girls, man, but that was like something to do with Monica sent the man over here to pretty much kick me out. So I'm that much of a threat to y'all, all y'all, 10, 15 people. I'm that much of a threat that you had to literally call this man over here to kick me out your business. All right. So I'm like, at this point, let me get out of here, because it's just one me. It's just one me, y'all. It's just one me. Like I said, it's just me. I'm the only black person. I'm the only black person there. I'm like, I don't want these people to call the police on me, so let me just go. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go. And I go, leave with my stuff, leave them standing right there. And I just literally walk out with my shit. So I get on the phone and I call Andrea. And I'm like, Andrea, what is going on? I'm like, what's going on, dog? What's going on? What's going on, ma'am, at this point? And she, as always, played stupid and innocent and was like, what are you talking about? At this point, I'm just real mad. I'm just real. I just feel like it's just up there. So I'm like, so you didn't send this girl over here to kick me out of your business? You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't just send her over here and some man over here to pretty much throw me out of your business? And she was like, well, that's not what they were there for. She was there to lock the doors. Lock the doors? I'm like, Andrea, what's going on? I'm waiting on a meeting that you guys agreed to address the situation. But instead of them showing up to the meeting, they sent the girl to throw me out. And still to this day, I haven't talked to these people verbally. I haven't seen these people. Needless to say, there was no meeting to address anything. They just pretty much all decided that I was out the door. I mean, I was out the door anyway. Like I said, I haven't already told anything like that. Yeah. So she's playing stupid, acting like she don't know what's going on, like she don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm just like, please cut the crap, you know what I'm saying? Like, you is real dirty, and you have no backbone. Like, you is pretty much just playing puppet master. Like, y'all could have at least gave me the decency to show up to the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just mind blown. I'm just like dumbfounded that this is how they doing it. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and hit them where it hurts. So fast forward, like a couple hours, we talked, I get everything off the chest, let them know that I've been known, that they've been trying to sabotage me. I knew the whole time when she put the manager over me, somebody that has literally been out of college. She took 6 months of esthetician school. She had just finished her courses, and she hadn't even been to state board yet. They made her my manager and gave her access to all my information. All right. And never heard from them. Yeah, she okay, so about a couple hours passed by, and I'm like, what's going on? Am I fired? What's going on? If so, I need to get the rest of my clients. You know what I'm saying? I need to really get out of there. Like, what is going on? This is my whole, I done spent, like, mind y'all, I worked for these people about 1.5 years, so I still got clients, like new clients and stuff, information that I want to get out of there and things like that. I just needed to get access to the computer. So I'm like, you know, Andrea, this is the last thing I said. Y'all are going to let me get my clients out of there. That's exactly what I told her. I said, y'all gonna let me get my clients out of there. Those are my people. Because some people numbers I did not have. And I needed to get my clients out of there. These are clients who followed me from Ulta. They followed me from Ulta. So these are my client retention. Like, I had client retention from before them. And this is exactly what she said before we hung up. Before I hung up the phone with Andrea, this is exactly what she said. She said that I will let you get your clients from Ulta, but the rest of them are ours. That's exactly what she said. All right. Oh, ma'am, they're not. I've retained these people. So I'm waiting, a couple hours go by, and Monica, the older lady, finally texts me, and was like, I'm gonna have to put the message. You know, she was like, based off your what did she say? Based off your demands, we take this as a formal resignment effective immediately. We'll send your things to you in the mail. That's exactly what she said. And I text back like, no ma'am, I need to get the rest of my clients out of there. I need my clients to get out of there. And she texts me back, and this is exactly what she said. We will notify your clients. That's exactly what she said. We will notify your clients. We will notify your clients. Okay, let me keep going. Fast forward. She said that they'll notify my clients, which obviously they wasn't going to give me access to their computers after all this. But what they didn't know was that I had already told my clients what was going on. I had already told my clients, majority of them. Now, it was something that I wasn't able to get out and let them know, but they still end up finding you, girl. And I'm about to tell you that in a minute what ended up happening to this business, right? Alright. So, that was the last thing I heard from them. So I thought. So, this happened on a Wednesday. By that Friday, me and my clients was in a whole new location. Alright, so that's what they did not count on, though. They had the right plan, but the wrong man, baby. They did not count on me being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 steps ahead of the game. And I had already let them know that I was not going to be there long. You know what I'm saying? Y'all couldn't have thought I was that stupid. Yeah, so clients of mine started hitting me up, letting me know, look, these people are like harassing us at this point. They're sending us messages. Okay, mind you, they didn't even tell half of my clients that I was gone. So some of my clients were still popping up, showing up, looking for me, and they were just putting them off on the new girls, whoever. They were just putting them off on whoever. And it was offering like 85% off. Even just come in and you could just pay a model fee and we'll do your service for free. Pretty much desperate at this point. But that just go to show that nothing that you do wrong and dirty, it'll never prosper, man. Like, everything they touch will turn to dust. And that's exactly what happened. So much so to the point where they had to close down the Biloxi location, reopen it as a new location and a new business, as if it was a new business. And yeah, start over with brand new clients because all my people pretty much left right with. All right. That's funny. So yeah, I didn't even think of it like that. To one of my clients was like, you know, that should be able to make you smile right there. The fact that they are like fishing for your clients to come back and just desperate at this point, they already lost. Yeah. But it didn't stop there. They started telling my clients, the ones that were showing up, that I was in a physical altercation with the girl who came to kick me out. They said that I was in a physical altercation with her, and that's why I was let go. Now, we all living in 2023. We know, had I have put hands on that girl in any type of form of fashion, I would be locked up. I would be in jail. She would have pressed charges on me before I could have got out the freaking building. So the fact that when they couldn't get me down that way, they turned to slander, right? They turned to slander my name. And mind you, this ain't even my city. I'm not from the coast, y'all. This is not my city. All right, I am from Columbus, Mississippi, baby. Born and bred. But it's just funny to me how people down here think this is my city. Yeah, I started telling people that I got into a fight with the girl. That's why I ended up getting fired. I mean, I guess for the video I'll use Duo, but I really like to use hair glue. No, I'm gonna use hair glue. Oh my god, I'm sick from that water park. That's what I get. Alright, yeah, start telling people that I got put hands on the girl, that I got into a fight with her. That's why I got fired from the place. Alright, but I don't have no eyebrow tweaks or anything over there. But like I said, I'm able to get on here and talk about it now because it's been some months now. And I work for myself now. All that money that I was putting in that business, I'm taking it straight to the bank now, baby. So y'all really tried to get me down. Y'all tried to hurt me. Y'all tried to really, get your girl. Like I said, y'all just didn't know who y'all was dealing with. And another thing, I was born and raised believing in God. And if I ain't ever had nothing at the end of the day, I always had my faith. So they knew that about me, and they knew they could never shake me. They knew they was never gonna be able to rock me like that, because I just walked around knowing that I just had faith that God would take me wherever I needed to go, and He did. All right, I'm able to get on here and talk about it now. I just wanted to let y'all know that this is one of the most corrupt businesses I'd never worked for in my entire life, okay? And I wanted to let y'all know that y'all be supporting these businesses that don't even really be wanting y'all money. You know what I mean? They be super corrupt in the inside layers of the business, and they really don't be wanting y'all money, man. These people used to make fun of people. They made fun of people who was not spending money on the Botox, who wasn't spending money on the injectables. I have a funny thing about the microneedling story. This lady, the owner, okay, I'm gonna be done after I finish this one little story about the lady who owns the beauty bar. Well, this lady is a manicurist. She is licensed in nails. She does nails. So she's not even supposed to be putting any type of anything to anybody's face. Well, she was providing and rendering microneedling services. So Mississippi State Board of Cosmetology, the State Board of Cosmetology, got wind of it from a business down the street. right down the street from them. I won't call any names, but they got wind from the business down the street that this company, the beauty bar, was rendering services that they was not licensed to be doing, starting with the owner. So he come in, he raided the building, you know what I'm saying? At the time, none of the owners were there magically. So I had to like pretty much take the heat for that, explain everything, and I didn't really know nothing. I didn't know that that lady was doing services she wasn't licensed to be doing. So yeah, she was doing that when she wasn't licensed to be doing it. Yeah, doing services she wasn't licensed to be doing, such as the microneedling. And that's a very abrasive service that you really can't play around with. So the fact that already I wouldn't feel comfortable with anybody doing any type of like laser hair treatment, hair removal, microneedling where you're inserting some type of needle into my face if you're only licensed to do nails. So yeah, they're doing services that they're not licensed to be doing. And yeah, but these are y'all favorite businesses though. Let me put these lashes on. I hate strip lashes, y'all. I just literally, I would prefer to have lash extensions, but I'm always rendering the service. I can never get it done. Yeah, so I'm gonna let that get tacky real quick. Anyway, I feel much better now that I'm working for myself. Like, don't nobody have to see my money, know about my money. It's just all me. And even though I feel like this was a situation where I was done bad, I still end up winning. You know what I mean? I still end up winning. I still end up, even when I lost, I won. I gained a major lesson from this. You know what I mean? I gained a major lesson. So my wins are, my losses are my wins. They need to know this. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm hopping on here, letting y'all know that the beauty bar in Biloxi, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, down here on the coast, super duper corrupt. A lot of y'all, some of y'all might remember me working there, and if you do, you can just hit me up and come see me. Yeah. Bye.